Goodness. All right. We were twirling and whirling there before I could get on live. So hello and welcome to Love and Money here with Moira Bush. I am doing this specific channel to address the filters that are hidden between you and the law of attraction. So no matter how many vision boards you do, no matter how much affirmations and good intentions you put out there, the law of attraction is not quite delivering to you what you want. So we want to look at what those filters are. So we're on episode 6, and today we have a very interesting topic, and I hope you find it a little interesting as well. And it's going to be based around the prostitute archetype. So the prostitute archetype is one that likes material success and material wealth and fame and fortune, and can often use blocks to lead you down a path where you buy into those energies and those promises at the cost of your own moral and ethical codes. So so we're gonna have a little look at how this one works. Really, it's a coral color. You can see I'm in my coral today as well. That coral color. There we go. And coral is in color psychology, coral relates to, and astrology correlates to the planet Jupiter, which is the biggest planet of them all. So you can be lured into being the biggest and the most famous and the most successful with this color, but it is also in a very positive way a color and energy that will challenge you to be the best at who you are and what you are from a basis of self-worth and self-value. So there's a lot of energies around this. It's a big topic. This is one of those, along with the wounded child and along with the saboteur and along with the victim. It's one of those, really one of the 4 big major blocks that you can have between you, and it can always be active between you and the law of attraction. So if you have issues around control, this could possibly stem from this block as well. But really, I want you to think about today's filter as being: are you engaging in activities in relationship and in business that is really about you feeling at times that you've sold your soul to gain something, and it doesn't sit quite right with you, or you're watching other people do this as well? So this could be a conversation that you could be having with them, give them some clarity as to why they feel like that and how they can change it. Okay, so let's have a look at this filter in love. This is when somebody in a partnership has gone into a partnership for the sake of financial security, for stability, and they haven't followed their heart. They've really gone after the money as opposed to the love in relationships. So arranged marriages, or settling for somebody who has some kind of status or wealth, and you just like, I'm going to marry or be in a committed relationship with that person because that will give me a sense of security and safety. And because this is deeply linked to survival. All right, so you make decisions based on love, based on survival, if that makes sense. Okay, let me just have a little look to see who's joined us here. Lisa and Nev, hello darlings. I really appreciate you always joining and giving me an opportunity to feel there's someone watching and I can connect with energy. I really do appreciate that so much. All right, so let's have a look in business. How does this energy turn up in business? How does this filter, this block, turn up in business? And for that, I am going to go and have a look at my book. I have a book called 8 Colors of Prosperity, and Activating the Law of Attraction with Color Frequencies. And this is available on Amazon. All right, I'm going to go to page 54, where I have a whole chapter dedicated just to this subject that I'm just going to touch on today. So let's have a look how this filter can influence you in business. Now, this particular archetype, prostitute archetype, likes material goodies and will try to steer your choices to instant gratification of material wealth and luxury, rather than considering what is good for the greater community. This archetype will have you design a marketing plan aimed at maximizing profit and earnings, and dismiss moral, ethical, and spiritual considerations. Now, here's an example, and I've used real life examples from what I've observed over the years in my business. You may offer your staff a below inflation rate salary increase pleading low profits, and at the same time, they would notice you decorating the office in expensive and unnecessary artistic paintings and crafts. So this was a real case study where I knew of a business owner who didn't want to give appropriate salary increases to the people who work there, but would spend an prohibitive amount of money decorating the office with art that they were collecting, and thinking that that was okay. You can imagine the energy in that business where the staff aren't valued, and their value and contribution to the business was ranked lower than a pretty picture on a wall. So that is one of the energies that could come into play. Now, in money, the name prostitute actually says it all. It's about selling yourself on the street corner to make money so you can eat and survive. That's why we call it a survival energy, a survival archetype. So here I have another example for you in the book. I'm just going to read another part also on page 54. So here's how we would work with this energy with money. At the end of the month, a huge bill is due, and you cannot figure out how to get the money on time. You follow the law of attraction's teachings and set the intention that you will be able to pay the bill. My bill will be paid. My bill will be paid. Those affirmations and those intentions that you set. Now, halfway through the month, nothing has happened and you begin to doubt. And you take your focus away from the intention that the bill will be paid somehow. So instead of now going, it will be paid, you go, oh, it's halfway through the month. Time is now crunch, and I wonder if it's going to happen. You start doubting yourself. Now, that is when this archetype steps in. That moment you hesitate and doubt your faith that the bill will be paid. As the days go by, your stress levels increase and your faith diminishes, and this archetype gets ready to act. On the second last day of the month, you are in full panic mode and you rush off to the bank to arrange an overdraft or extend your credit card limit to cover the bill. You fail to make it to the last moment when the miracle is about to be delivered, and you may not have needed to get into more debt. Is that you? Certainly, that's happened to me, where I've lost and where I've lost my faith, and I've lost my faith in myself. I've lost my faith in the universe. I've lost my faith in the law of attraction, that what I had prophesied, that the debt will be paid, the bill will be paid. It dropped. I dropped the ball. And I rushed around and I took control and I tried to fix things myself, not believing that there is something other than me that has a solution to this bill being paid. So that is how that would work out in money. So it's like not listening to faith is not listening to your soul. So yeah, selling your soul so you can take charge and control and pay the bill yourself. So really what we are learning from this energy is to have faith and to believe in something other than what you are able to control, and going into the flow of the universe so that the universe can support you and look after you. So you want to notice this week, where you always have to be in control? Where do you believe you're the only one that can bring in the money? You're the only one that can keep the survival of yourself going and your family. And, and in business, look for where you pursue connections that promise you huge material gains. But after a period of time, you notice that their moral and ethical standards are not quite at your level, but you stick with them because you are getting something out of it, even though it's not quite feeding your heart or your soul. So really, that is what I wanted to chat about today. I hope that is useful. And I'd like to know if anybody would like a little card pulled for them, a little card reading. And let me have a look here. Oh, Mega's joined us, Lisa. Joanne is love the show. Oh, Jan, thank you so much for joining us. That is wonderful that you guys have come in. Would anybody like me to pull a card for them, or shall I just pull a card for the whole group? I think that could be an interesting twist on our show today. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Wellness by Michael has asked for a reading. Okay. Wellness by Michael. Okay, I'm going to draw a card here. Hang on, I want to actually put the prostitute card back in because we may even draw that one for you. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, nice. So this is a blue card, and It's the one that says everything is perfect. You'll see the gargoyle on there is quite astonished and going, nothing works out for them. Nothing is ever perfect. So whatever's going on in your life right now, no matter what chaos or what struggle or, what confusion, whatever is happening right now, change the filter to this is a problem to this too is perfect. This too is perfect. Now, the tricky thing about this energy of perfection is that you cannot see that this is perfect right now. You will only know further down timeline and look back on the event and go, well, this was perfect. This event taught me something. I learned something from it. So it's just about flipping your mind from wherever there is a struggle or whatever it is you're seeing or feeling that is a struggle, and saying, but this is perfect. I cannot see the perfection right now, but I've decided and I make up my mind, this is perfect. All right. And that will begin to release some of the hold and around the struggle and the connection between you and the law of attraction to bring you whatever it is you need, whether it will be money or love or healing or, just abundance in whatever form. Okay. So I'm hoping that is useful for you at this particular time where you're at. Just say to yourself, everything is perfect. In fact, this is one of the really, Joanne's saying perfect message for Virgo season. Yes, Virgos do struggle with this one a lot because they do tend to analyze a lot and just go into perfection of the moment. This is one of the big principles in the color mirror system that I work with the past 25 years. Is one of the 8 spiritual principles. I actually speak about that in my eight Colors of Prosperity book as well. Okay. It's Michelle. Yes. Oh, it's Wellness by Michelle. The text on here, Michelle, is so small. It's Michelle here. Yes, thank you. And everything is perfect. Yes. I take that message with you into the week. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to hearing some feedback. And please remember, if you haven't yet subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people so that the YouTube will begin putting these messages out into the wider web. Love you all. Thank you so much, my darlings. Cheers for now.